Meet a Hollywood legend at 62. He's still sprinting across rooftops, hanging off cliffs, and diving out of planes without a stunt double. How is that possible? Stay tuned because in this video we'll uncover 7 morning mistakes that secretly drain your energy and why one global star avoids them like the plague. Some may seem minor, but their effects are anything but. Most importantly, I'll show you how to avoid each one. You don't need to radically change your lifestyle. These are simple, practical changes you can start implementing. Let's dive into the 7 morning mistakes that this famous individual deliberately steers clear of. 1 minute that can change everything. Picture this. It's a quiet morning. The sun is barely peeking over the horizon and your room is still. You open your eyes, swing your legs over the bed, and stand up. Suddenly the room tilts. You feel lightheaded, maybe like the ground is shifting. Most people shrug it off. But there's a name for it: orthostatic hypotension, a sharp drop in blood pressure when you rise too quickly. It's not a disease, but as you age, your body slows down in adjusting to sudden position changes. While lying down, your blood is evenly distributed. But when you stand, your heart must push harder to get blood up to your brain. Young folks, they barely notice. But as we get older, that lag can lead to a dip in oxygen to the brain, dizziness, fainting, even dangerous falls. But here's the good news. There's a simple 1-minute trick to avoid it. No workouts, no pills, no doctor visits. I call it the morning pause. When you wake up, don't leap. Just sit. Plant your feet, wiggle your ankles, roll your wrists, breathe. Give your system 30 seconds to recalibrate. It may sound simple, but it makes a big difference. I learned it the hard way, stood up too fast one morning, blacked out, and nearly hit the floor. Now I take those few seconds. The result: no more dizziness. No racing heart, just calm, steady clarity. So, tomorrow morning, pause, breathe, let your body sync up. You'll feel steadier, clearer, and ready to take on the day without risking a fall. 2. The subtle mistake before breakfast. Let's talk about what happens after you open your eyes. Many of us head straight to the coffee maker or kettle, but in the rush for caffeine, we often skip something critical. Water. Even while you sleep, your body works. Heart pumps, lungs breathe, kidneys filter. That burns through water. You lose fluid from breathing and even mild sweating. By morning, you're already mildly dehydrated. What happens then? Your blood gets thicker, your heart works harder, your brain fogs up. And that grogginess you blame on bad sleep or age. Sometimes it's just dehydration. 1 glass of water in the morning can restore clarity, improve circulation, and kickstart your metabolism before any coffee touches your lips. After age 70, your brain doesn't always send reliable thirst signals, so your body could be asking for water without you realizing it. I used to believe if I'm not thirsty, why bother drinking? But that mindset totally off base. Everything changed once I started leaving a glass of water next to my bed. The difference was huge: sharper thinking, less grogginess, and smoother digestion in the mornings. Just sipping water first thing can help get your circulation moving. Wake up your metabolism and support all your organs, especially if you take medication when you get up. A few sips help the pills dissolve and absorb properly, while also reducing the chance of irritating your stomach or liver. A well-known celebrity once shared a similar habit they developed during long filming schedules, especially while shooting action scenes early in the day. They would hydrate before anything else, even before caffeine, to prime the body and sharpen mental focus. They once explained, "A well-hydrated body is like a well-oiled machine, faster reflexes, clearer mind, steadier energy." I figured, if it works for someone jumping out of helicopters at 60, it's worth a try. So I did. And now, just like them, I make water my first move every morning. Think about it. By reaching for water right away, you're telling your body, "I've got your back." You're feeding it, caring for it. These tiny moments can set the tone for your entire day. And if you want a little flavor, go ahead. Add a splash of lemon or a drop of honey. But remember, it's not about making it fancy. It's about giving your body the hydration it craves after a full night's work. So, next time you're headed for the coffee pot, stop for a moment and grab some water first. It's a small step with big benefits. 3rd, the morning habit that quietly undermines your health. Let's talk about coffee. The moment its aroma hits you, it's like your brain flips on a switch. For countless people, coffee is the heartbeat of the morning, comforting, familiar, energizing. But there's something most folks never pause to consider. Coffee is highly acidic and packed with stimulants. Drinking it on an empty stomach, especially first thing when your body is at its most sensitive, can irritate your digestive system and trigger your stress hormones. Your stomach's been resting for hours with nothing inside. Then you flood it with a strong acid that encourages even more acid production. Over time, this can lead to heartburn, inflammation, or worsen existing digestive issues. Plus, coffee boosts cortisol, the stress hormone. A little cortisol helps wake you up. Too much. It leaves you jittery, anxious, and possibly raises your blood pressure. So, should we ditch coffee? Not necessarily. A small tweak can make a big difference. Eat something light before your coffee. Maybe a few almonds, a slice of toast, or a piece of fruit. It doesn't take much to cushion your stomach and slow the caffeine's punch. You'll still enjoy the flavor and lift, but without the rough edges. I used to sip coffee in bed, no questions asked, until I noticed I felt edgy, restless, and strangely uneasy. So I tried eating half a banana before my first sip. The change was immediate. I felt calmer, more balanced, and my mornings became far more enjoyable. So, take a moment to support your body. Even a slice of bread can make a difference, and your nervous system will thank you. Fourth, when your body tells you to slow down but you don't listen. As we grow older, we begin to realize just how much our mornings set the pace for the rest of the day. And yet it's easy to overlook the fact that while we sleep, our entire body shifts into standby mode. Muscles relax, blood circulation slows down, joints take a break, and the fluids in our cartilage don't move around as actively. Then, the alarm goes off and many of us spring into action, heading to the kitchen, crouching to grab something off the floor or hoisting a heavy kettle. Bah! That sudden burst of movement can feel like a jolt to a system that's still easing out of sleep. Think of it like starting your car on a frosty winter morning. You wouldn't slam the gas pedal the moment the engine turns over, you'd let it warm up first. That same logic applies to your body, especially your spine, knees, and hips, which are more vulnerable to stiffness, arthritis, or just everyday wear and tear. Quick twists, bends, or lifts can cause small strains or micro-injuries that quietly pile up over time. So, how do you warm up properly? You don't need to roll out a yoga mat or dive into an intense stretching session. Even while still lying in bed, you can gently flex your feet, rotate your ankles, wiggle your toes, roll your shoulders, and slowly turn your neck from side to side. Spend just a minute or two checking in with each joint, letting them know it's time to rise. Then, when it's time to stand, sit at the edge of the bed, shrug your shoulders once or twice, and gently lengthen your spine. You'll feel a noticeable difference in the strength and steadiness of your legs. I used to leap straight out of bed and wonder why my knees creaked for the next 2 hours. Once I started giving myself a mini warm-up, my knees and lower back actually began to cooperate. It's like my body and brain were finally on the same page. Even your nervous system wakes up with you. Those mindful movements act as a signal we're in charge now. So tomorrow morning, give your body a little hello. It takes almost no time, but it can save you a world of trouble later. Waking up hunched over what it says about your body and mind. Ever glanced at your reflection first thing in the morning? Chances are you'll see drooping shoulders, a forward-leaning head, and a curved spine. That posture, whether you catch it or not, can shape the way you breathe, the way you feel, and even how you perceive yourself. A hunched frame compresses the lungs, cutting down your oxygen intake. That low oxygen can leave you feeling mentally foggy, low energy, or even blue. It's no accident that your posture and your emotional state are so deeply connected. Try holding a huge smile while your shoulders are completely slumped. It just doesn't sit right. And when you're slouched, your digestive organs also get squeezed, which can slow everything down and leave you feeling bloated or off. It's frustrating how just a few minutes of poor posture can throw your whole morning off balance. First, stretches out your arms and legs fully, like there's a gentle cord pulling you from your tailbone all the way through the top of your head. Then, when you sits up, you firmly plants your feet on the floor, rolls your shoulders back, keeps your chin level, and takes one deep, deliberate breath. For about 20 seconds, he holds that upright frame, not stiff, just aware, and tells his body, we're starting this day strong and grounded. The very first morning I did it, I felt different. My breath was deeper. My chest felt open. My mind snapped into focus faster. It was subtle but real, and what hit me most was how my mood lifted just from standing like I meant it. I began noticing that when I carried myself tall, I thought taller too. There's something powerful about posture. It's like an announcement to your nervous system. You've got this. No more crunchy knees, no more foggy thoughts, just a calm, upright start. It doesn't take long, but the payoff lasts all day. The morning step most people skip and how it sabotages your balance. You've probably seen people shuffle a little when they get out of bed, kind of testing their legs like they're not quite sure what's underneath them. But here's a real question. When was the last time you actually paid attention to your legs, your feet, your ankles, your calves? Right after waking up, most of us roll into our morning routine on autopilot, just trusting our bodies to catch up. But after age 70, that autopilot doesn't always hold up. As we get older, our muscles lose strength. The nerve receptors in our feet become less responsive, and the brain doesn't process balance signals as quickly. The result, a fall. And people often blame it on a loose rug, a slippery floor, or a dizzy spell. But in reality, it's often the result of years of not fully engaging those signals, of skipping the warning signs. One morning, I remember waking up and feeling like my legs weren't mine, like there was a strange disconnect between my brain and my body. No pain, just off, unsettling. That was my wake-up call. I realized my body wasn't failing me, I just wasn't giving it time to reboot. Before I take a single step, I run through the same grounding sequence: seated, ankle rotations, toe flexes, light knee motion. Then I stand up slowly, tuning into how my weight shifts. Some mornings I close my eyes for just a second to really feel the floor under me. It's honestly wild how quickly that floating sensation disappeared. My legs felt connected again. That lingering instability was replaced with steadiness. And when you think about it, most injuries at home, especially in the kitchen or bathroom, happen right after waking up. 2 minutes of focused movement might sound trivial, but it's not. It's a full-body systems check that sets you up to move with control. It's a tiny ritual that protects something precious, your ability to move freely for years to come. 7th, waking up in the dark and how it quietly drains your energy. Ever open your eyes in a dim, shadowy room, curtains still drawn tight, no sunlight in sight, and suddenly feel like rolling over and sleeping for another hour? That kind of lingering darkness can fool your brain into thinking it's still nighttime. One of the most powerful cues we have for waking up, especially as we get older, is light. But when our bedrooms feel like caves, we miss out on the natural signal that tells the body, hey, it's morning. Our internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, relies heavily on sunlight to reset each day. If that early burst of light doesn't reach you, your system can fall out of sync. You may find yourself groggy all day, low in mood and unable to sleep when night actually comes. Or worse, nodding off at random times because your brain can't figure out if it's day or night. After the age of 70, that rhythm becomes even easier to knock off balance, which only magnifies the problem. But the fix is surprisingly simple. Let natural light flood your space first thing. If it's safe and comfortable, open the curtains a minute or two after waking up. Let daylight touch your skin and hit your eyes. Even on overcast mornings, the outdoor light is still far more powerful than anything from a lamp. Think of it as a daily reset button for your body. Sunlight stimulates serotonin, the chemical that lifts your mood, and later converts to melatonin to help you fall asleep at night. I tried it curtains open, daylight, and even just a few deep breaths by the window. And let me tell you, it made a difference. I felt more awake. My thoughts were clearer. There was this grounded feeling like I was plugged in properly for the first time in a long while. And people who've picked up this habit often say the same thing: I feel more stable. I feel better in my skin. I feel like myself again. You'd be surprised how different your morning feels when you start in a space filled with light rather than one wrapped in darkness. Light in many ways is nourishment for your brain, every bit as vital as water movement or a nourishing breakfast. If this helped you even a little, imagine what the rest of Wellness Tricks could do. Hit that like button, drop a comment to tell me which tip surprised you most, and don't forget to subscribe for more celebrity-backed health tips that actually work.